Hello everybody, today I am going to be replacing the primer bulb on my Honda FG110 mini tiller. This is the items I will need to use today. Of course, this carburetor cleaner is self-explanatory. Liquid wrench I used to soak the 3 screws on top of the recoil starter mechanism. To take those off, I needed a 4mm Allen wrench. Number 1 Phillips and possibly a smaller one. Need an 8mm nut driver. Pair of needle nose pliers preferably. These are wire strippers, but they have a plier on them. That's what was handy. A box cutter. And of course the primer bulb. This one's the one that fits many pieces of lawn equipment. There's the info on it. I always like to keep these on hand because I have a lot of equipment that uses that same type of bulb. So let's get started. Today I need to do a repair on the Honda FG110 tiller. Need to do a primer bulb on it. I needed to use it the other day and the primer bulb was cracked. I got it to prime enough where it would start, but need to fix it. So we'll get this air cleaner cover off. See what's going on here. 2 tabs pressed there. That pops off. That's the air filter. Starting to deteriorate, so that's probably okay. I'm going to do a quick rebuild just to get the dirt off. Alright, I'm going to soak these, or not. There. Soak those with some penetrating oil because they are stuck, not wanting to move. I just don't see any way without removing the tank to get that done. And I apologize for the gate sound. I guess they're going to go out the gate 45 times a minute. Oh, that worked, I think. Look at that. Little penetrating oil. And that is a 4mm Allen wrench. It fits in those. Yep, there's number 2. And number 3. 3 for 3. That's unusual for me. And then I can spin those off. Nope, still too tight. How about this one? Yeah, this is just going to be a little bit time consuming, but as far as I know, this is shouldn't be any surprises under here. There's just enough room to use that leverage on an Allen wrench, so that's pretty cool to know. Just like that. Now we're making some progress. Okay, no surprises there. So that's a good thing. Will this just pop off now? I would think so, yep. It just pops off. And now I should have plenty of access to get the primer bulb. I've got a number 1 Phillips. I've got 4 screws here. Get those loose. And I think just for ease, I'm going to take this cover off. And that is a 8mm nut driver. 2 nuts. Those in a safe spot. Watch this. Come over here. I'll remove the 2 8mm nuts here, so I gotta watch this plate. That just comes right off. And now the primer bulb is quite visible, so really everything's got to come off that I took off. That 1 screw is wanting to put up a fight, so get that smaller screwdriver. Now, very carefully, need to work that off. Yeah. Little did I know I'd be doing a full carb rebuild. While I've got my rebuild kit out, I'll go ahead and rebuild. Watch that spring there. Carburetor's rebuilt. Now let's get back to the task at hand. See if I can get this primer bulb replaced. Sometimes these little jobs turn into a lot more than they originally anticipate, but that's okay. It needed to be done. May have some rebuilding to do in here as well. All in all, it looks pretty clean in there. I'll go ahead and do some carburetor rebuilding on this side too. Make sure that screen is clean. While we're at it, we might as well rebuild this. Looks pretty good to me. And now take that out, old primer bubble. We might as well rebuild on that just a little bit. Mint condition, brand new. Primer bubble in there. Zoom out just a little bit. Okay, let's get this going back together. Yeah, if I would have known all this that I know now, I would have got a complete gasket kit. But we'll put it back together and see if it works. Well, did I put it on upside down? I think that's the first mistake I've made today. Just go ahead and separate the fuel lines. The carburetor seems pretty clean. It's just now, will it leak when I put it back together? Probably. Now it's going back together normally. Probably going to leak everywhere, but we'll see. None of the gaskets were torn up. Be one of those things, it'll leak or it won't, or it'll work or it won't. Seems like it'll potentially work. The old clamp here. Sure I got those on right. That seems right. The black is the input and the clear is the output. Always good to double check everything before fully assembling, because always some little something that's not quite right. It's pumping beautifully now. Primer bubble is full. Here's a look at the old one. Didn't primer anymore. So get this cover back on. Choke works. Throttle works. That seems okay. Put the recoil back on next. Should just drop right in. I left the screws in place. See if we can get them started. That one did. That one did. And that one did as well. So I'll just tighten on these for a little while. Not seeing any fuel drips, so that's wonderful. And then should just pop back in there. should. Alright, what I found is this little edge here had lifted up, so I've just got to push that back down. Put these two little prongs in those clips there. And just keep an eye on it, and it should pop in there. I had it in there. Now it's not wanting to see there. That plastic's real flimsy. Let's see if I can fix on this a little bit. There. Air cover is rebuilt, hopefully. All there is to it. So if you have that problem, might trim that edge off a little bit. Will it start? Kinda. I think I got it now. There was a little tube here I didn't have hooked up, and also I used that screw right there to turn up the idle speed just a little bit. Now let's see what we got. Now on. I think we got it whooped. I think we're in pretty good shape. So once again, this has been replacing the primer bulb in the FG110 Honda Mini Tiller. Thank you for watching.